to the ring light. Here we go, Leanna the Curtain Nazi. You guys have been following this Evil series, which is basically this story about what I went through with my brother and my family and everything as my mom, you know, was sick and passed away. So the other day, somebody had left in the comments, they were like, oh, you know, could you share a picture of your mom? Few people had asked, actually. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm talking about her. I should show you guys what she looks like. So I grabbed a couple of, sorry if there's noise. It's under, I put the pictures under my microphone. So this is, it's like one of the framed ones. We don't look alike that much, me and my mom. I definitely took after my dad. I'll show you guys a picture of him too. So that's my beautiful mom. Trying to think of what this was from. Somebody's wedding. I don't know. She was all dressed up and pretty looking. This is an older one of me and her in our pool. I was a total mama's girl. I was glued to her. Like glued to her. So I'm going to just cut my brother out there. So that's everybody. My mom, my dad, that was on a family vacation to Dunn's River Falls. I probably should have filed my nails. My nails are a wreck. I have like vitamin deficiencies and shit. This is my mom at our kitchen table with our crazy orange painting. That's her just kind of chilling. She looks angry in this picture. I don't know why I'm even showing that one because she looks so angry. This is an older picture of her and me together when I was a little baby. Yeah. She looked cute, didn't she, with the little bangs? She was so cute. She was always so, like, down on herself, and I'm like, I never understood it, because I was like, you're so cute. Like, she's so adorable. This is me, my dad, and my grandmother at my high school graduation. Look how fucking tall my dad was. Like, are you kidding? He was huge. He was a giant. My friends all used to be scared of him. Like, and then my nana, my mom and my nana look a lot alike. I definitely look like my dad. There's no questions. There's no DNA test needed here. I still have the boards from her funeral that I put together. I'll give you guys a story about these. You'll hear the story as I go on, but these are just some of the pictures. I took a lot of them off because, like, I put some in frames. That's an old picture of us at a family party doing karaoke. That is her. Oh, I can't see myself. That's her with my Nana and her cousin Karen, who I love. More pictures of her and my Nana. That's me, her, and my son when he was a baby at my cousin Nico's baby shower. There's another picture of her with my Nana. And this one's probably more recent. She gained a little bit of weight. That's my Nana. Look how gorgeous my Nana was. And my mom is a baby. And that's them again. Those are more recent. That's her, the baby. Snoop! Come on, come up here. All right, hold on. He's gonna have to wait. That's both my parents. I don't know what they were at in this one. I love this frame though because it reminds me of Friends, the show Friends. This one's hanging up on my wall. So that's like, look at my mom's like Dynasty Dallas jacket there. That was its style at the time. This is like one of my favorite pictures. That's why I have it framed and hanging up. This is my mom when she was a teenager. And I don't know, I just love this picture. She, you know, she was really into photography. And that's where I got my photography bug from, was from her. My mom had a camera with her everywhere we went. Like, everywhere. I have so many photos of her, you know, from when my childhood, videos, photos. And then I got really into photography, too. In fact, I worked as a photographer for probably a little while. I did a little stint. This is her. This is more recent. In fact, this was probably taken right before she found out about the cancer. So, it's a picture of her and my little Jessie. So, I miss her so much. Like, this is like, she was the best grandmother. And this is my mom. You know, like, this picture This is the mom I remember and hung out with. And we, like, had the best time together. We were, like, such clowns, dude. I loved hanging out with her. Like, it was, like, never a dull moment, you know? And then this is actually my mom, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, me and my husband, handsome guy. And you see the good looks running the family. Him and his dad are like twins. My mother-in-law, I love her freaking blonde hair. I wish I had it. Me and Jesse at his christening. So yeah. If Purple Perplexed Cutie watches this, Perplexed, you are definitely gonna know that church if you went to see them. Still! Ah! Jesus. Come on, asshole. Let's go. You have to go out or you're coming out. Come on. Freaking bird whistle. He has to be like right up my ass. Do not stand there and cry. I'm going to kill you. Go lay down. So, with that done, I want to get this story going. Let's just move on. We'll get into the next part of the video. I think I left off in my last video that we had gone to see the oncologist at the new hospital. I told you guys about the trip and the pool and all that stuff. So my mom was in the hospital for a month in August, and then she was out of the hospital for it was like a month and a half, right? She got out August 28th, and then she went back in October. That last week before she went back in October, it was whatever week it was leading up to, I think I brought her back. It was either October 17th or 18th. I don't even remember. But it was like one of those 2 days. She had finally made an appointment. She was in this pain. I think I talked about it in the last video. She was having this pain like that started the last time she got out of the hospital in August. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. When we went to the oncologist, he prescribed fentanyl for her, patches. And like that wasn't helping her. So she was on painkillers. She was on the patch. And nothing was helping her take this pain away. So I was like, you really need to get to the bottom of this and figure out what it is. She went to go see her kidney doctor, who she went to see all the time. And at this point, I was kind of trying to get her away from this guy because I don't know. I just felt like he wasn't doing enough for her as far as like her kidney went, She went to go see him though, and he recommended a doctor, again, who wasn't affiliated with the hospital that's right here. He tells her to go see this spine doctor, okay? I don't know if I told you guys this, but my mom, before she had her surgery, they found this little spot on her tailbone. And the doctors told her that it looked like arthritis, but they weren't 100% sure. Wasn't a big deal, and they told her to go get it re-scanned a couple months later or whenever, sometime I guess before the surgery, and she never followed up on it. She's like, oh, whatever, it's arthritis. It was like a minute spot, So when she started having this pain, I thought maybe it had something to do with that little spot. So I bring her to go see this spine doctor. That whole last week before she went back into the hospital, she had like doctor appointment after doctor appointment after doctor appointment. We saw a lung doctor. We went to her kidney doctor. I think we went to see her primary physician every single day that week. The lung doctor was a fucking asshole too. That guy, I don't know. There's just like, dude, there's some doctors just have horrible bedside manner, and this guy was one of them. She was coughing blood up, right? And she saved a picture of this thing that she coughed up. It was so gross. I couldn't even look at it. She kept trying to show me. I'm like, Ma, please, I don't need to see this thing. It looked like a bean sprout with blood. Oh my God, it was so gross. The guy was just kind of like wrote it off. Like, oh, you're coughing blood up? Whatever. Like there was no compassion from this guy whatsoever. And my mom doesn't even mention that she has cancer. I had to tell the doctor. So the last Friday, before she went back into the hospital, we go to this spine doctor, okay? And like, obviously he couldn't really do much for her at that point in time. He told her to go get an MRI. So she has the MRI scheduled for Monday. So over that weekend, she didn't sleep a fucking wink, okay? She didn't sleep at all. I mean, she was like texting me in the middle of the night, which was completely unusual for her. I never heard from her in the middle of the night. She's like, smoking joints in the middle of the night. My mom wasn't a pothead. She was told by a lot of people that it would help, so she was like desperate. And it actually did help her a little bit. She told me she was like up and down in bed all night. She was trying to sit on the couch. She was trying to go here. She couldn't lay down. And she, like, the pain was that bad. Like, that whole week when I was bringing her to doctor's appointments, I would have to, like, drive her up to the front door, drop her off, and then she would walk in, and then I would have to come back out. Like, it was crazy. And I really, really, really felt bad for her, because I mean, I could see she was in pain. My mom had a pretty high tolerance for pain, and I could tell the pain was really bad. Like, she was like trying to hide it, but you could tell because she was grimacing and making these faces and moaning and groaning, and it was hard. I was trying to convince her to just go to the hospital and go to the emergency room. This is annoying the shit out of me right now. Where is that? Weird, because I can't even see it in person. I just made it worse. I don't know why that's annoying me. I keep focusing on it. Hello, ADHD. So I was trying to just like tell her, like, if we go to the spine doctor Friday, right? And he sends you for a test Monday, then you're going to have to wait for the results, wait to make another appointment with him. And it's going to take like a week or two. Just go to the emergency room, and it's like a one-stop shop. You'll get everything taken care of, and you'll be on your way, She didn't want to do that. She was avoiding it at all costs. So she doesn't sleep that whole entire weekend. It was horrible. I felt so bad for her. It's so hard to know that somebody's in such terrible pain, and you're watching them suffer in this pain, and there's nothing you could do about it. I'm like suggesting all these things, and she just couldn't get comfortable. So she literally did not sleep for fucking like 72 hours straight. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with sleep deprivation, but it starts fucking your head up. I mean, I remember when my son was a baby and he was very colicky. I don't know what was going on with him, but he was very colicky. They don't know what causes colic. And I didn't sleep. No baby, no moms get sleep, but like, it was bad. I was really deprived. My husband had to work, so he was sleeping in a separate room. And I just lost my shit one night, like completely lost my shit. I was like, I need to sleep. I wasn't getting like solid, 5-6 hours of sleep. I was sleeping at like 2 hours, an hour at a time, and then waking up and then going back to sleep. And I really started to lose my mind. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. I was like, I need to fucking sleep. Like, I really need to sleep. Monday comes. I have to bring her for this test. And again, she's in horrible pain. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but her pain was intense, dude. Like, I'd say on a scale from 1 to 10, she was like 100. And that was another thing. My mom used to downplay everything. So, like, we would go to the doctor and they'd be like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad is your pain? And because she wasn't feeling it maybe at that second when they asked her, she would be like, right now it's like a 6. And I'm like, Mom, don't lie and say that it's not that bad. Say it's really bad. Like, they're asking you to tell them how bad it is when it's at its worst. Not now, not right this second. It was rough. Now, Monday morning, I go there. I had to bring my son with me, who was, 3 at the time. So I go pick her up. Like, the pain is at like a fucking 1,000 this day. She's moaning and groaning, and like, I don't want to do an impression of her, but she was just like, the whole day. Like, it was so distressing. I can't explain to you guys, because it's like, I'm just sitting there watching her, and I'm like, oh my God, this poor woman. Like, what could I do? What can I do to help you? And every 5 seconds, I'm like, Mom, what do you want? What do you want? What do you need? What are you trying to like help her get out of this pain? Because it's so hard to watch her suffering, and I can't do anything about it, So it seemed like that day, she couldn't even fucking walk. It was bad. I stopped at Kmart. I remember I bought a cane. In fact, I have a cane downstairs in my closet right now. So I bring her to this place to get the MRI. We drive all the way there. I took her truck because I had a Toyota Avalon at the time. It was so low down, like I felt like she wouldn't have been able to get up out of it, without being in like huge amount of pain. So we took her truck. We drive to the place. I had to park my car right next to the front door. Get my son out, get her out. I had to walk her like slowly into the place because she couldn't even fucking walk. She was in so much pain. She's stopping, oh my God, oh, ow, 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 screaming, Liana, oh my God, like that. Like, oh my God, it was, dude, I can't even explain to you guys. I walk her in, I sit her down in the lobby. I have to go now, park the car, put my son back in his car seat, park the car. Like, it was like this whole big production, right? I go in the waiting room, and she's like, I don't even know how I'm going to lay down during this thing. I've never gotten an MRI, but, from her explaining it to me, I know that you have to, like, stay extremely still. You can't move. And she's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I'm like, Mom, just suck it up. Like, don't you want to get to the bottom of this and find out what this is? So she was, somehow she got through it. somehow she got through it. We waited in the waiting room. It took a while, but she finally got through it. And I was like, I'm so proud of you that you got through that, you know? So I walk her out by the front door, and I make her sit in this chair by the front door. I go get the car, put my son in the car, blah, 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 blah. As I pull back up to the front of the building, I see that she's on her phone. And I'm like, she gets in the car, and all of a sudden the phone switched over to the Bluetooth on her car. And she she went and turned it off. I heard the doctor, and I'm like, okay, this is a doctor. That's weird. Why is the doctor calling, So she puts it back on so it's on her phone, And she's sitting there talking, and I hear her going, oh. She's like, okay, all right, and then she hangs up. I don't know. I didn't pull away at that point yet, or I might have just pulled away from the place, and I started driving, and I look over at her, and it turned fucking white. She had this look on her face. She kind of sat back and didn't say anything, and I'm like, what's the matter, Mom? What's going on? The doctor called her up and told her that he looked at her old scan of her spine, because they did scans on her. I mentioned this before, but they did these scans as part of preoperative testing when she got her kidney and that mass removed. She's like, the doctor looked at the old scans, and that spot, he thinks it's the cancer. She just turned around to me. I didn't know what to say. She just sat back. I'll never forget. And she's like, I'm gonna die. When you're dealing with somebody like this and they have cancer, you try to just stay optimistic all the time. In my head, I know that was the worst news we could have gotten, but I'm trying to remain optimistic for her. So I was like, Mom, why don't you wait until this scan comes back? Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's arthritis that he saw. I don't know. I don't know what he saw. I'm trying to calm her down, and I'm like, we don't know what it was. Maybe he saw something else. Maybe he doesn't know. In my mind, though, I knew that this doctor knew what he was talking about. I was like, this isn't good. This just isn't good. Once cancer's in your bones, it's not good. It was every day, I can't explain to you guys, just things got worse. It was just worse and worse and worse and worse as time went on. She had told the doctor when she was in the place before she got in the car, she told the doctor that she hasn't, in really bad pain, and she hasn't slept since whatever day it was. Even when she did sleep during that week prior, it wasn't, she was in so much pain, so she was constantly waking up every time she would move or, whatever. She could barely get out of the bed herself. I look back now, and I don't know how this woman got through all this. Let me rewind here for a second. I went to her house that day. She had 2 small dogs, miniature pinchers. And I remember I walked in, and I saw on the floor that one of the dogs peed on the floor, and she had attempted to clean it up. I know this is gross, guys, but she had attempted to clean it up, and she took a couple of paper towels, and I could see that she tried to clean it up, but she couldn't. And I'm like, this is bad. Because she wouldn't leave that there, I'm like, this is bad. This is really bad. And I don't know why she sat there and suffered for as long as she did. I don't know. I really don't know. I look back, and I'm just like, I can't believe this woman, just sat there suffering. Refused to go to the hospital. Refused. And I guess she was just so scared. So anyway, she asked the doctor that day, and she told him that she hadn't slept in a while, And of course, the doctor told her to go to the hospital. I'm going to stop this one and come back on the next one.